Hi everyone, and welcome to today's General Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. Isn't that right, Misha Ann? She is all tucked in. I'm ready for bed, and so am I, but we gotta get to you first, so let's get right to it, Misha Ann. Let's tell them all about the General Hospital. So we're gonna start at Nathan and Maxie. So Maxie pulls Nathan inside and goes, I know Charlotte isn't yours, and Claudette hops too and it's like, this is ridiculous, blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, Maxie, this kind of really wasn't the time. I love you, and I'm not trying to take Claudette's side or anything, so please don't misunderstand me, but yeah, definitely not the time and not making herself look any better. So Claudette takes Charlotte in a huff, and Nathan seems a little mad at Maxie. Can't say I blame him, to be quite honest with you, but Maxie defends herself and is like, well, don't be a liar and a fraud if you don't want to be called out in front of your kid for being a liar and a fraud. So Nathan asks Maxie to give him more time, and that the paternity test isn't even a priority, and she's like, so you are just gonna believe Claudette, like you're really, like, this is where we're at. So he feels that, yes, there's like a definite chance that he's Charlotte's father, and he doesn't want to lose more time or forever. He doesn't want Claudette to take her like forever. And she's like, you know what? You're right. And like Maxie, she kind of has this change of heart and says like, look, I understand, and it's me gaining a stepdaughter, and she's sorry for how she acted before. And Maxie thinks she has a solution to smooth things over. And I'm like, I can't wait to hear this, but back to that in a little bit. At the Metro Court, Alexis and Sam have lunch. I like that, like, they work the timeline around what meal they're having. That way we know what's going on. So they talk about Morgan, and Alexis thinks Sonny had to be behind the bomb. Basic consensus is Morgan didn't deserve this. Julian chose his path, so if it was him, but neither of them would wish him dead. Basically sums up their whole conversation, to be quite honest with you. So at Crimson, Julian comes over to drop off the financials. Don't worry, I'm not going to stay. And he automatically went into the whole, lucky me, Sonny killed his own son thing. And I'm like, that's kind of in poor taste. So Scott comes in, and then Curtis comes in, and it's this whole free-for-all. And Nina's like, why are there so many people here? So it's a madhouse. And then Julian and Scott leave, or at least they go into the lobby. So Curtis says he can't get Nina a baby, and he feels terrible, but you know what, it's dangerous for everyone involved. And she says that she'll take the risk herself if he gives her the research, and he says no. They both need to stay out of trouble. So Scott tells Julian that Carly can't evict him, but Morgan's dead, so because of him, so Sonny's gonna even want him dead even more. Like, this so isn't over. Julian won't leave town, and Scott thinks there might be a way out of this. Prove Sonny tried to kill Julian and sent him off to jail. So I'm like, that's adding insult to injury, but why not? This is the jumping off point. But you know what? I asked for no like baby drama at the end of the year, so I feel like I sent us into this. So I'm not gonna complain about it, because you know what? We're not having like a baby drama, so can't complain. That's what I've been asking for. I'm Eeyore, by the way. Just, it's cold. Yay, it's cold. Sorry. If you're new here, I like the cold. So, Nina leaves, and Julian asks Curtis what's going on, and he won't say, but Julian's like, well, I have a job for you. So he wants proof the bomb was planted by Sonny, and Curtis says that the police are looking into that, and Julian still wants to fund a private investigation, and Curtis says he's trying to get back on the force, and he doesn't want to step on any toes, and he can vouch for the police commissioner. So Julian's like, yeah, but if you take Sonny down, like, they'll never be able to say no to you being on the force, like any force. So he writes down numbers, a daily rate, and a bonus, if shimmy. So Curtis says that he can't promise anything, but he'll do his best. At Casa Corinthos, Christina comes over. She's obviously devastated. Her and Morgan were really close. Morgan was like really kind of feel like the main person she related to, and that they were able to really talk honestly with each other. And then Jocelyn comes down, and I know they aged her up before, and this isn't a different actress, but like I barely recognized her, and I cannot figure out why. I think it's like the super straightened hair, but honestly, I don't know. I like had a moment of like, who is that? So they're both devastated, obviously, and like talking to each other about it, I feel like it added some extra, like Sonny, it was I don't know, it pained him to see them talking about how much they missed Morgan. And so Michael's upstairs with Carly. So apparently Carly told Jocelyn to pack a bag, and Jocelyn wonders where they're going after the funeral. And Sunny's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So Carly and Michael have a renewed relationship, and she tells Michael she's taking Jocelyn to go back to the old place. Michael will support her with whatever she chooses to do, but he asks her if like she's sure she wants to walk out. So Michael says Sunny's grieving, like he's beyond terrible right now, and he beyond feels terrible about what happened. And she feels that, you know, she begged Sunny to stop the violence ever since Kiki was shot, and, you know, maybe if she would have left, he would have stopped, and now Morgan's dead, and like the whole thing, she kind of like, she's putting some blame on herself, go figure. So Carly feels that like it's crazy, if that's not right. I don't know what I wrote, but feels that it was Sunny's actions that left her son dead, and she respects the relationship that he and Sunny have built, but like she can't stay in the house. And so Carly and Michael come downstairs, and it's super tense. Michael tries to break it, and Jocelyn and Christina takes Jocelyn and Christina to the park with Avery. So Sunny and Carly are left there, and she feels she has no choice but to leave. You know, their son is dead because of his decision, and it's the last consequence in like a series of things happening. And like, I was just thinking the other day about how happy they are and how they're doing so good, and how you could ever picture Sunny and Carly with anyone else because they're so perfect. And I'm like, well, now we're in another cycle of Sunny and Carly not being together. So she says she should have left him after Kiki was shot or gave him an ultimatum, and now Morgan's dead because she didn't. And Sunny says that he called off the hit, and she's like, yeah, but it was too late. He was already drinking. He was already driving when Sunny changed his mind. Like, it was already in place. So whoever, oh my god, someone commented that, like, you know, everything was set up, and then the broker vanished. No wonder the broker vanished, because there was no going back on it. So there's someone at the door, and I'm like, if it's Ava, I'm going to scream. But it wasn't. It's Nell, and she heard about, oh no, she says that everyone by now has heard about Morgan and wants to help. And it really hits Carly that she'll have to have a funeral without a body because her son was blown to bits. Her words, not mine. And she's literally torn apart, and Sunny goes to her, but she won't let Sunny touch her, and Nell is like, oh my goodness, why did I walk in here? So Carly leaves and asks Nell to get her stuff, and like, why are you putting Nell in that position, Carly? So Nell hangs back for a second, but then takes his stuff and leaves. So Sunny's a mess and is also drinking, which is on medication, so probably shouldn't be. And he starts crying. At the park, Charlotte is like being really like subdued again, and Claudette says there's nothing she can do about, you know, wrecking their family. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so not good. So Claudette, after Nathan calls, and Claudette tells Nathan that Charlotte is still really upset. Meanwhile, Charlotte is skipping around in the park, not really that upset. Jocelyn, now a different part of the park, Jocelyn takes Avery to the swings, and Christina asks Michael what his mother is doing to her dad. And Christina said it was Julian's fault. Sunny was just doing what the courts couldn't. And I was like, okay, so Christina knows about the car bomb and, like, is still, you know, defending Sunny. So at least she knows everything and has made her choice. So Jocelyn hears Christina say that everyone needs to stop blaming Sunny. And she's like, why would anyone blame him? And I'm like, oh, sweetheart, get ready for reality. So Nell comes to bring Avery back to Sunny, and, like, hey, this Avery is so cute, and she even talks a little. So Jocelyn won't drop it, and Michael wants to explain, but Christina decides to explain, and not so well. So she wants to talk to Michael. Jocelyn wants to talk to Michael, like, right now, and she wants to know what he knows. So everything she knows from the papers, which Michael's like, you shouldn't read the papers about our family because they have no idea what's happening. Michael says that Julian has a lot of enemies and no one knows for sure who put the car bomb in there, but yeah, it could have been Sunny. And now Jocelyn hates Sunny, and she hugs Carly because Carly just walked over. Back at CORINTHOS, Avery is not cooperating. Like, that, she is so cute, but like, Maurice Bernard is, like, he's so great because, like, Avery, like, she's kind of, like, I know that I don't know the little girl's name in real life, but, like, she's kind of crying a little, and, like, she doesn't really want, like, anyone else holding her or anything. So Maurice Bernard takes that, because I'm sure she was supposed to be handed over to her and then decide that she would go to bed and Nell would watch her. but like she didn't want to be handed over. So Maurice Bernard is like, she's probably scared to be like everyone else. And I was like, so perfect. Like, oh, I love him. Back at Nathan and oh, by the way, I hugged Maurice Bernard back in the day, but whatever. I asked first. I wasn't creepy. Well, that might have been. No, it was cool. Him and Nathan Parsons, whoever played Ethan. I think his name was Nathan Parsons. Am I a bad person for not like knowing that off the top of my head anymore? Back at Nathan and Maxie's place, by the way. Sorry, Claudette and I've also hugged Bradford Anderson, but I'm done now. So back at Nathan and Maxie's, Claudette and Charlotte come back, and Maxie tells Charlotte she was a little overwhelmed and she was 100% wrong and sorry, and it wasn't fair to anyone. And she's really looking forward to getting to know her and being her stepmom. And Claudette sends Charlotte off and tells Maxie that she doesn't believe a word of it. So Nathan pulls Claudette outside to talk to her, and then Maxie asks Charlotte if she wants some juice. So Charlotte like smiles and says yes, and I was like, see, she acts totally different when Claudette's not around. So Claudette is like totally, Claudette totally changes her demeanor when she's just around Nathan. And, they come to an understanding, and she like holds his hand, and then as he walks in, she has like the smirk on her face of like, and I was like, oh, she's up to no good. Like, whether or not Charlotte is his or not, Claudette's definitely using Charlotte to either get Nathan back or like just something. Even if she doesn't want Nathan, she doesn't want anyone else to have him. And now end scene. So Claudette heads out with Charlotte, and it was like, you were so right about coming back, Nathan. This is so great. And Charlotte hugs Nathan. Oh, it's so cute. And then meanwhile, Maxie's on the phone asking how long a paternity test takes and is bagging up Charlotte's juice box. And I was like, yes, love her. Alexis and Sam. Alexis says that if it was Julian who died instead of Morgan, it would have solved a lot of problems. But, she wouldn't wish it on anyone. Right, Mish? Curtis checks in on Nina and says they're good. Nina's on the phone and notices the fruit basket is gone. By the way, Julian was eyeing it before, but he wouldn't. Would he? Well, we're about to find out. Curtis calls TJ to ask about Morgan. Jocelyn says Christina told her what Sunny did, and now, she could tell that Jax hated Sunny, but she didn't know why. But even though, she used to even think Sunny was kind of cool for, like, being a mobster, but, she sees Jax was right about Sunny all along, and she hates him, and now offers to watch Avery so that she can, like, stay with Sunny, and Avery even says, bye, Daddy, and she's just so cute. And then there's a call. Someone's at the gate, apparently, and then someone's at the door, and would you believe that it's Julian with the fruit basket? Oh my goodness. What are you doing, sweetheart? That's just not smart. Alright, that is it for today's General Hospital recap. Thank you so much for joining me, Eeyore. And I will see you Monday for more General Hospital. I hope you have a great day. Oh, and by the way, I say for this week, you know what? Let's make it something special. It's not going to just be this week. In honor of Morgan and Brian Craig, what was your favorite Morgan moment while he was on the show? Something recent, something farther, anything. Favorite Morgan moment. And I might make a remembering Morgan, even though one day that might bring him back. Who knows? There's no body, so we know what that means in soap opera world. But yeah, I'm gonna see this weekend if I could do a remembering Morgan. I feel like I just did it remembering someone. So close. Like anyway. So yeah. Favorite Brian Craig / Morgan moment on the show. I'll leave it down in the comments. And you know what? For all next week too. Just leave them down in the comments and we'll remember something every day. That's, why not? He was an amazing, great character who was on the show so long. So I feel it's only fair that we give him a proper send-off. But I will see you Monday for more General Hospital, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!